Hello and welcome to Cigar Box Guitars, aka the Dutchman in San Marcos. I am the DISM, and we're coming to you with another episode of the Total Wine Box. We're still working on that. Last time I left you off, I cut a few frets. I didn't have them all in, and so we're going to continue on with that. So let's get going. All right, so here we go. Doing another late night one, actually. I just got home from the fireworks at San Marcos. Oh, they were great. They had like a triple finale. It was phenomenal. As you know, and maybe you don't know, it is my birthday today. So my birthday ain't complete unless I see fireworks. And so we went over there to see the fireworks. I was smoking with my grill when I thought I was going to be making this. And it just took up too much time smoking the ribs because you got to have good ribs, and they turned out great. You can ask Pat and my wife. And so, so I'm kind of doing it late, but we're going to still have the show. We'll get into a few things. As remember, last time we left off, I was cutting the frets and pounding them in. I only put a couple in, but now I've got them all installed, and I'll show you that. I'll show you a little bit of sanding the frets off. There's quite a bit of preparation when you install your own frets. So we'll get going with that. I'll probably be over on the sand. I'll show you how I sand the tips off the first time because they really hang out really far. So we'll level those down, and I'll show you a couple tools I have in order to clean the frets up. We probably won't get into leveling just for time's sake, but I'll definitely show you some of the techniques that I use on it, because we're getting really close. Oh, I came up with an idea for the bridge. Actually, it was a bridge that I had made already and had laying around. So I thought, hey, I'm going to use that one. That'll work out well, and I'll show you that. So let me get you over to the bench, and we'll get going. Okay, so here we go. I got you over to the bench, and this was the bridge I was talking about. I made it, and you can see I got 3 little holes. I wood, and then I put a fret in it, and it fits on pretty nice. So it'll go on. Can you see that over here? I always got to kind of keep watching my shot. I don't know why I've got. See, you can see it. I got to move it over here because for some reason I'm getting a bad glare over there. But you can see where I have it. It'll be right in here like that. So the other thing I have. I think I'm getting glare off of that light over there. So you might see me moving it around. Let me move you around and get that light behind me, because the glare I'm getting this way isn't good for the shot. So hang on a minute. There we go. I think that's a better shot. Because the glare is behind you. So, like I was saying, I got the little bridge, and that'll fit on right here. And then the hinge thing, the hinge thing will go on here. So we're coming right along there. So those things are, and then we got to decide on the holes. I still haven't decided. So, but as you can see, I got all the frets on. But when you look at it, I'll try to get a close up here. You can see these frets. Let me get it this way so you can see the contrast. You can see the frets. See how far they're sticking out. I got them crazy glued. That's what that stuff is. So I need to sand them off. And I think I'll take you over to my sander. I have to fix this yet, but I'll do that after I get these smoothed out. Then I can clean up this area here where I kind of hit the belt sander there a little bit. But let me get you set up over to the sander, and I'll show you that. Okay, there we go. I think that's a better shot, because I'm going to need you to get right in here. We're going to run the sander on those frets, and I think you can see that. So What I like to do is I take them this way. I gotta kind of watch. I take them this way. So I've got this flush down. And then I'll just hit them in here. So let's try that out. So that's the danger of it. None of these popped up, but I had this one right here popped up. So I'm gonna have to pound that back in. That's a little bit of the danger because this is pretty tough. So let me pound that one back in. I'll try upwards. I'll try this upwards this way. That's the only danger. You can see they like to pop out. You can definitely hear when they're hitting. I only had one pop out, so that's pretty good. So that was pretty good. I'll tap them down. It gets them pretty smooth. Now I'll show you the other tool I have. I have another tool to help round them. And I'll get that out. It's this guy here. And you can see this is beveled. So we'll round those off. Get them all smooth. It works pretty slick. Because what happens is those sharp edges want to cut your fingers. But they're getting pretty smooth. This works pretty well. You can see what it's doing. Let me see if I can get it up here. These are getting rounded off nicely. And that's what that does. And you can feel as you run your hand, these are rough here. Then, and I won't be able to do them all. It doesn't take a whole lot of finessing. You can basically hear it too. So it gets those nice and smooth. Then I have to round those tips, but I got another tool, and I'll show you that. Sorry about that, I can't find it. But we'll see how flat these frets are. And if you tip it, you have to get it below the... You can see they're coming out pretty nice. I have another little file that goes over the top of them. I can't find it right now. It kind of dresses the crown on them. And I don't know where it's at. I do not know where that crowning file's at. But anyways, so there you have it. We have these getting nice and smooth. Now all I have to do is I'll have to hit these little tips with a file. And I'll show you that. I got this little flat file. And now you just round off these corners like this, and you go all the way down, and that straightens them out. So I'll do that all the way up and down on both sides. You know, you do the other side. That kind of rounds them off. You just do like a little roll. And that takes care of them and smooths them out. So there we have it. We got a little more, it takes just time to do that, but we got them all nice and dressed. Only one casualty, that one that popped out. I can feel these are a little rough. So there you have it. So, there's the show for this week. It's kind of, I'll still do a little more cleanup on it like I always do, where, you know, you can't get it all done on camera. But, yeah, we'll get it. Fretwork takes time, and you just got to be particular with it. But I wanted to show you the tools, especially this guy. And then I make the work real quick with the belt sander. If you hit them just right. And every time I do it, I learn a little how to do it a little better so I'm not popping those out. You put a little bit too much of pressure and it grabs, it'll pop it up. So even with them being crazy loose, it'll break that glue, or I didn't get enough glue on that one. So that'll be the show for this week. Hopefully we'll be looking at cutting the holes, getting the tuning machines on, and we'll be putting this thing together pretty quick. So thank you for watching. I did have a happy birthday, if all of you know it was my birthday, and the fireworks were great. My ribs tasted good. So we got a lot done today. Oh, I was filming the train one, which you can see behind me. And I thought I had my phone plugged in after doing my shorts yesterday, and I didn't, and then all of a sudden it clicked on low battery. Right when I needed to be filming it, the battery was low, so I had to charge it, so I had to wait until after the fireworks. And so it's getting late here at night. I can throw them on my programs, but I still want to get them out to you on Saturday like I always do. So this will air Saturday morning, tomorrow, at 11:30. You won't be watching it before that. So, and my regular train will be airing at 12 noon. So tell your friends. Hit like, subscribe, make comments. I get questions at times, and I like those. So have a good day. Thanks.